Have you ever considered how your life might change if you consumed less meat in your diet? Have you ever thought there could be some real benefits that you could see in your daily life if you did? This is your opportunity to really make a noticeable personal change. According to Kate Marsh of Medscape, improved health is one of the many reasons people choose to adopt a vegetarian diet. And there is now a wealth of evidence to support the health benefits of a vegetarian diet. That and the fact that eating more vegetables can positively impact the environment and your bank account are great reasons to consider consuming less meat in your diet. Let's discuss the importance of consuming less meat in accordance with being healthy. Elaine McGee of WebMD says, several recent studies have shown that we just aren't eating enough produce. For example, researchers from Johns Hopkins University looked at data from 2 national surveys which included almost 24,000 people. During a 24-hour period, only 11% reported eating the recommended 2 or more servings of fruit and 3 or more servings of vegetables. By consuming more vegetables, or even the necessary amount of vegetables, we receive the much needed vitamins in our diet. By increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables, we can improve our health in many ways. Research has found that we can lower our blood pressure and decrease our risk of diabetes. We are also able to lower our risk of both heart disease and cancer just by having more vegetables in our diet. Alexandra Sifferlin of Men's Health tells us, research shows that vegetarians tend to be leaner than their meat-eating counterparts, and that they also tend to have lower cholesterol and body mass index, or BMI. Some data suggests that a vegetarian diet can help with weight loss and be better for maintaining a healthy weight over time. It is obvious that a diet high in fruits and vegetables can have an impact on our body in a positive way. As a solution to our many environmental problems, we can look at the way that eating more vegetables and consuming less meat will help the world. DownToEarth.org gives us some insight to the environmental benefits of being a vegetarian. Eating more vegetables will reduce global warming, avoid excessive CO2 production, reduce methane, save on large amounts of water, and avoid further pollution to our streams, rivers, and oceans. It will also reduce the destruction of topsoil and tropical rainforests, reduce destruction of wildlife habitats and endangered species, reduce the use of antibiotics, growth hormones, and chemicals, and reduce our ecological footprint and ensure environmental sustainability. According to DownToEarth.org, there are approximately 6.5 billion people living on Earth in 2005, and as the world's population continues to grow, our requirement for food will also increase. Worldwide food production requires 30% of the total soil available, 20% of fossil fuel energy, and a major part of the fresh water flow. Studies on world food security estimate that an affluent diet containing meat requires up to 3 times as many resources as a vegetarian diet. And this graph here, you can kind of understand the dramatic difference that the meat diet compared to the vegetarian diet. And I'm going to pass this around and get an idea just the difference there. This gives us some good reasons to up the amount of vegetables we eat to do our part in aiding world food security. Consuming less meat can also help us to save money. Vegetarian Times tells us meat accounts for 10% of Americans' food spending. Eating vegetables, grains, and fruits in place of the 200 pounds of beef, chicken, and fish each non-vegetarian eats annually would cut individual food bills by an average of $4,000 a year. Many people save money cutting out meat on certain days of the week, as meat tends to be a more expensive choice compared to fruits and vegetables. Money can also be saved by reducing healthcare costs due to the improvement in health that comes along with consuming more vegetables. It's evident to see all of the many different ways which consuming less meat can have a positive impact on your life. In conclusion, everybody, men, women, children, would improve their life and the world around them by consuming less meat. We would be doing a lot for our bodies, for our environment, and for our bank account if we chose a few days through the week eating as a vegetarian. Some different ideas to take this on would be adopting, say, a meatless Mondays regimen through the week, where on Mondays you do full vegetarian diet. Also, another idea would be to be a weekday vegetarian, where you kind of splurge on the weekends a little, and you have meat, you have your normal diet that you have had for so long, but then through the week you choose the vegetarian lifestyle. You too can have fun ways and come up with your own mix of this different idea. And having heard my speech, I hope I have persuaded you to let just a few more furry friends live to see another day. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and open the floor just for a few questions. I'll go around if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
What's the biggest advantage to eating less meat?
I would say that the biggest advantage to consuming less meat in your diet, seems like the health benefits that you would see is going to be one of the most important things that I would say the biggest advantage would be the health benefits that you see. The lower blood pressure and cholesterol, less risk for cancer, being able to maintain a healthy body weight. Those are probably some of the more important ones. Yes?
Question. What are some ways that you would suggest to transition your diet?
Sure, yeah, that's a great question. I would suggest that maybe you'd start off by even having a salad for lunch, of doing a vegetarian style lunch would be a great way to begin transitioning your diet into a more vegetarian, or it doesn't have to be vegetarian, but just consuming less meat in general. Thank you. Yes?
Why do you think most people become vegetarian in the first place?
Well, it seems like a lot of people choose vegetarian lifestyle for the health benefits. It's probably one of the biggest things that people will choose that. And also consuming less meat. They probably, from what I've read, there's a lot of people that don't want to harm animals. A lot of the farms that they raise animals is kind of a harmful way to do it. And any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you yourself consider a vegetarian diet after all your research?
Yeah, after everything that I have gone through and read and I've done research on, it seems like there's quite a bit easier nowadays with all the different resources available to begin transitioning into a more vegetarian diet, or just consuming less meat in general, and all the different benefits to the environment, for my own body, and even saving money is a big one. I think a lot of people don't even understand that saving money being consuming vegetables is a great alternative. So I'm going to consider doing a weekday vegetarian diet. So just consuming meat on the weekends is probably what I'm going to choose for my New Year's resolution now. Okay. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great night.